Good evening, everybody, and welcome to back to school night for Glasgow Middle School and your sixth grader. If you need this presentation translated, what you can do is click on the settings icon at the bottom of this video screen, click subtitles/closed caption, then click auto translate, and finally select your language. Welcome to sixth grade science. My name is Mike Gerber. A little bit about me. This is my 15th year of teaching sixth grade. It's my second year at Glasgow. Previously, I taught sixth grade at Timberlane Elementary School in Fairfax for 13 years. I am married with 3 children. My oldest is 15, and this afternoon she got her learner's permit, so that makes me feel a little bit old. I have an 11-year-old as well as a 9-year-old. I love hiking and playing soccer on the weekends with some other old guys like me. I also enjoy traveling and reading. So my philosophy, I believe that your child and all students are able to learn best when they feel comfortable in the classroom, when they feel like their voice is important. It's about creating a sense of community and making sure that they feel like they are an important part of our classroom community. It's important that they have opportunities to make mistakes. It's important that they have opportunities to work hands-on with things that we're doing in science. Being virtual for the last 18 months has taken away a lot of the hands-on things that our children are used to doing. So it'll be a real point of emphasis to try to provide that, as well as opportunities for collaboration, working with others, and just to feel comfortable to make mistakes. That's how we learn the best, is when we do something doesn't quite work out, then we figure out another way to try and give that a shot, and we're successful, and that sticks with us. So that's my philosophy in terms of how I feel students learn best. In terms of expectations for the class, they can expect to work in pairs and in groups, like I mentioned before, and they can expect that I want them to work hard, put their best foot forward, and try to have as much fun as we can in class as we move through the science curriculum for sixth grade, as we try to make sure that these last 2 years in fourth grade and fifth grade, we try to get back to what our normal was before that, and make it even better. In terms of the science curriculum for this year, we have 4 main units that are roughly divided by quarter. The first quarter will be astronomy. Right now we're doing a get to know you and what is a scientist, what does it mean to be a scientist, that sort of thing for the first 2 weeks of school. We'll transition into our astronomy unit. We'll study the planets, the sun, moon. We'll look at tides and a variety of other things. Second quarter, we'll see us focus on weather and the changing climate. Your child will learn about weather maps and humidity and different weather vocabulary, as well as we'll touch on how the climate is changing. Third quarter is water and an introduction to chemistry. We focus on some unique characteristics of water. Again, in this unit, we do a lot of hands-on stuff, little experiments and things, so that'll be fun. And it is a brief introduction to chemistry, looking at atoms and the elements and things. And then finally, fourth quarter, we will deal with energy sources, different types of energy, and that's how we will end up our year. In terms of grading and assessments, grades consist of assessments and classwork/homework. Homework will not be assigned every day. Homework and classwork will count for about 10% of your child's overall grade. FCPS, I think, for middle school wants only about 25 minutes of homework per class as a very maximum number. So we're not expecting to have a tremendous amount of homework this year in science. Assessments, will include formative assessments, which are like quizzes, and summative assessments, which are like tests. Formative assessments will count for 10% of your child's overall grade, and the summative assessments will count for 80% of the grade. That's a really large number. It's kind of set up for us that way because we are an IB school. And if you look down at the last point, one of the important things to understand is your students will be allowed to retake assessments one time for full credit. So we all know students who have test anxiety, who don't perform well. Sometimes, you just are having a bad day. And that's no problem. We understand that. So my policy is to make sure that your child can review the information if they are not happy with their grade on a summative assessment and retake it one time for full credit. The retake should definitely come within the quarter that the first assessment was taken. So if something happens in astronomy during the first quarter and they're not happy with their score and they want to retake, that should happen during the first quarter. Okay. In terms of your child's grades, they will be posted on SIS. So hopefully you have a parent view account. If not, your children will be able to show you on student view their grades, as well as a new tool that all of Fairfax County is using this year called Schoology. So there will be information on how to create a parent account for that as well. We are using at Glasgow the IB grading scale. It's a 1 to 8 scale, with 8 representing the best possible score or concept mastery. 7 meaning not quite mastery, but your child has a good handle on the information. 6 a little bit less so, and so on. If you want to discuss this IB grading scale in more detail, I'd be happy to do that with you. In terms of support, I will be staying after school each Monday from 2:20 to 3:20 to provide extra assistance for those students who need. I am always available by email. And you see my email there on the screen, mwgerber@fcps.edu. And lastly, I'm posting my mobile number. I am okay with you parents calling or texting me if you have a clarifying question. I try to be very responsive and be back in touch with you at the earliest convenience. And I understand that some questions need immediate responses. So if you need that, you certainly can feel free to send me a text. That's probably the fastest way to get an immediate response from me. But any of these avenues to be in touch is certainly fine with me as well. In terms of how best to support your child, just make sure they know that you care about how they're doing in school. Ask them what they're learning in class. Ask them if they have assignments that are for homework. And lastly, like I mentioned prior, you can call or email or text me with specific questions, and we can stay in communication. We can stay in touch to make sure that any minor missteps that happen are just that, minor missteps, and we can handle that just as quickly as we can. In terms of supplies, it's helpful for your child to have headphones. Sometimes we will be working in stations, and your child may choose to watch a video to reinforce or to learn a concept. So just having little headphones that they can plug into their computers that they're bringing every day is a good thing. Their computers and the charger they should bring each day. And in class, a pencil is fantastic, and a folder or something that they can hold on to any science work that they're doing paper and pencil. Some of our science work will be online this year and will be saved in their Google Drive and on Schoology, and other stuff will be doing paper and pencil. So it's important that they have a folder. I am certainly looking forward to a great year. I'm excited that we're back in person rather than virtual. Nothing has made me so happy in a while. And I look forward to meeting each and every one of you face to face. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you so much for coming to Back to School Night.